Beverly Hills is practically synonymous with wealth, opulence, and Hollywood. From the Beverly Hillbillies to Beverly Hills 90210 to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the town is nothing short of iconic. But despite all of this, it's not immune to the overall problems that are plaguing California. Some are natural disasters, some are just disasters, while others involve the politics. Although it's often regarded as a suburb of Los Angeles, it is actually a city in its own right, with a population of 32,700. The area now known as Beverly Hills was originally inhabited by the Tongva people, a Native American tribe. They called this land the Gathering of the Waters, referencing the region's plentiful springs and streams. And for anyone who's been keeping up with the news, you know that water is a scarce resource in the deserts of Southern California. In 1906, the Rodeo Land and Water Company was formed by a group of investors. The company hired an architectural firm to design the new town, which was named Beverly Hills after Beverly Farms in Massachusetts. The next year, the first home was constructed. Almost from the start, the area attracted a highfalutin crowd. Adding to that its proximity to Hollywood, and this made Beverly Hills a desirable location for movie stars and industry executives. But what happened to the once symbol of grandeur? Why has it declined from its former glory? In this video, we'll look at the top 9 reasons that have pushed Beverly Hills into a downward spiral. Number 9 is the inability to turn real estate. The real estate market in Beverly Hills, like many other luxury markets, has been sensitive to the economic downturns. Recessions, such as the one in 2008, led to a decline in property value and a slowdown in the real estate market. High-end properties became harder to sell, and some developments were put on hold or abandoned. Add to that the pandemic and the current interest rate, and these expensive houses just aren't moving. With interest rates soaring over 7% unless you're paying in cash, not many people are willing to pay that high of an interest rate on such an expensive property. This is the exact opposite of a homeowner's dream in Beverly Hills. Number 8 is the population stagnation, as well as the aging of its long-term inhabitants. The population of Beverly Hills has been on the decline, and its residents have been aging. With many long-term residents choosing to stay, the turnover rate of properties is low, potentially leading to an aging population without the influx of younger residents to rejuvenate the community. The average age in Beverly Hills is 47.5, which is 11 years older than the city of Los Angeles. Compare that even further with Saratoga Springs, Utah, a suburb of Salt Lake City, where the average age is only 22. Younger people simply cannot afford to live in Beverly Hills. Adding to that is the fact that the younger generations seem to place a higher value on diversity, both economic and racial, something that Beverly Hills cannot offer. Number 7 is environmental sustainability. Concerns about sustainability and environmental impact are becoming more prominent. With its large estates and resource consumption, it faces challenges in aligning with broader environmental goals and sustainability practices. The city is currently in a water conservation stage C and has been since 2017. This means residents could only water their lawns 2 days a week from October to May and 3 days per week from June to September. Like much of California, water is a precious, limited resource, and all of the Beverly Hills riches are no match for Mother Nature. Number 6 is the cost of housing. The exceedingly high cost of living and property prices have made it difficult for younger generations and middle-class families to afford homes in Beverly Hills. This has led to concerns about the sustainability of maintaining such a high-end market without broader demographic appeal. Currently, the median home listing price is $6.2 million. Compound that with the high interest rates, and you can see why even the ultra-wealthy may not see the value in property that will eventually be hard to sell, as discussed in number 9. Currently, the smallest home for sale in Beverly Hills is a studio at only 550 square feet and is listed at $749,000. Compare that to the most expensive listing, which comes in at a whopping $126 million. To be fair, it's 30,000 square feet, but still, in this economy, those luxury homes just aren't moving. That house has been on the market for 194 days and is still listed. Number 5 is crime. The words crime and Beverly Hills have likely never rolled off your tongue, but here we are. With a crime rate of 49 per 1,000 residents, Beverly Hills has one of the highest crime rates in America compared to all communities of all sizes, from the smallest towns to the very largest cities. It is safer than only 3% of other cities. Its violent crime rate is higher than the national average, and its property crimes rate is more than double the national average. The crime rate per square mile is 10 times the national average. Number 4 is tied to number 5, and that is the decline of businesses. When crime goes up, particularly property crime, many store owners pack up and leave. Beverly Hills is a shell of its former self. The one-time mecca for shopping is now a virtual wasteland, reminiscent of a post-apocalyptic scene from The Walking Dead. The closed shops, which also include convenience retailers like Rite Aid and Chipotle, and even popular workout class option SoulCycle, are just a few of those that chose to close their doors for good in Beverly Hills. Some of the closed businesses also include luxury staples like Barney's New York and Chanel. With California going easy on crime, shoplifters aren't even hiding their crimes anymore. If you search the internet for shoplifting and California, you'll be inundated with videos where security guards and store employees just stand there and watch. Many have argued that shoplifting is basically de facto legal in the state, and Beverly Hills is not immune to this. One store was so fed up with all the shoplifting that they created their own shoplifting wall of shame. The store has started displaying large mugshots of shoplifters on the windows of their main store on Robertson Boulevard as part of a new public shaming campaign. Number 3 is homelessness. This may seem like a ridiculous reason, given that cities all across the country have seen a surge in homelessness. The pandemic threw life into an unprecedented sense of uncertainty, and job loss soared. Many people also point fingers at the migrant crisis, which is creating an influx of people without a home. For decades, Beverly Hills was immune to this with its strict local policies and a lack of infrastructure to attract the homeless population. But now, even Beverly Hills has fallen prey to the crisis. The homeless population has soared 45% over the past year in some of LA's wealthiest neighborhoods, including Beverly Hills. The city has approved a $14 million 10-year plan to help with the problem. And although there are only a handful of unhoused people sleeping on the streets of Beverly Hills proper, the presence of any have tainted the city's reputation. Number 2 are squatters. A squatter is legally defined as a person who unlawfully occupies an uninhabited building or unused land. Squatters' rights have been a focus in the news lately as they torment landlords across the nation. Many argue that squatters have more rights than the homeowners, as getting rid of them can be costly, timely, and frustrating. In some cases, a tenant just stops paying rent and refuses to leave. In the case of Beverly Hills, one famous squatter home has been plaguing the town, leading to bigger questions about protections for the city's legal residents. A group of squatters have allegedly taken over a vacant house in Beverly Hills and turned it into a party house, creating a nuisance by disturbing residents in the area. Residents complained of traffic jams on the quiet street, rideshare cars coming and going at all hours, and extreme levels of noise. This has put the residents on high alert. Property damage and theft were way up thanks to the random comings and goings of the house. There's an increase in smash and grabs in Beverly Hills, home invasions in Bel Air, and carjackings in Santa Monica. The neighbors of the squatter house claim that someone from the DA's office, apparently having heard about the situation at the infamous squatter house, remarked, "Squatters have rights." This did not sit well with residents of the wealthy enclave. "Welcome to California," one resident wrote on social media. And number 1 is The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Wait, what? How could a TV show lead to the downfall of a city? Many people think that the cast of Jersey Shore are elevated to the level of housewives for having their own TV show. But the reality is that the housewives are more like Jersey Shore. Most people, despite secretly watching and enjoying the show, would argue that it's trash TV. Hollywood stars display their lives on national television and reveal themselves as everything from sloppy drunks to unfaithful spouses. The lure of the rich and famous was seriously diminished when the show first aired back in 2010. It has continued with a rotating cast of rich women. Some are famous actors, while others are married to famous people, but all were rich. Instead of classy brunches and elegant vacations, what the show revealed was that Beverly Hills is just a richer version of West Virginia.